Hello everybody, good evening. Myself Dr. Shobhoshachi Das, child specialist. Today I shall be speaking on fever. Fever is something which causes panic in the parents. I get call in the middle of the night that my child is having 102-3 fever, so what should I do, or like that. So I will be discussing what is fever, what is the definition of fever, secondly how you can measure this fever, thirdly why this fever comes, what is the mechanism behind it, and fourthly, what you can do at home to control this fever before you reach your doctor. So first, what is fever? We humans are warm-blooded animal. Our body temperature ranges between 36.5 degrees centigrade to 37.5 degrees centigrade. This is the normal body temperature of a human being. It is also same for the children. Now, when the body temperature rises above 37.5 degrees centigrade, we call it fever. If you are using a clinical thermometer, if the temperature is showing more than 100 degrees centigrade, then it is fever. If it is 98, 99, these are not fever. Only if it is more than 100 or more than 100, then we call it fever. Now, how you can measure fever? So, to measure the body temperature, you can use some thermometer. It can be a mercury one or a digital one, or you can use some infrared guns that nowadays have come. Now, out of these things, this digital thermometer or mercury thermometer is a better equipment to measure the body temperature than the infrared thermometer, because this infrared thermometer are seen to show erroneous result in many of the times. If this digital thermometer or mercury thermometer is available and the child is cooperating with you, then it is best to use this clinical or digital thermometer. Now this clinical thermometer is a mercury one, and the digital one is also a digital one with a sensor inside. So you have to put this thermometer in the underarm. Do not put this thermometers inside the mouth. It is not recommended for children. You have to check the temperature in the underarm. You have to wipe clean the underarm. There should be no sweat. Then you have to put the thermometer in the underarm in such a way that the sensor or the mercury part is touching the skin, and you have to keep that for 30 seconds. After 30 seconds is over, you have to take out the thermometer and note the temperature. Before putting it, you have to, in clinical thermometer, you have to jerk it so that the mercury comes down to the baseline level, and in digital thermometer you have to switch it on and put it in the underarm and keep it there for 30 seconds and then record the temperature. Now in very small children it may be very difficult to measure this body temperature with this thermometer. There this infrared gun come into use, but we have to keep that in mind that these infrared guns are very erroneous and they may not show the proper temperature. So for best functioning of this infrared thermometers, you have to read the user manual and follow the directions given to you in the user manual strictly. So if they are saying that you have to just touch from here to here, then you have to do that. If it is saying that you have to put it in the ear canal and wait for like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, you have to do it. So every equipment, the user manual usually describes how to use it. So in very irritated child where you cannot use this clinical thermometer, you can use this infrared thermometer, and I would recommend to use it at least 3 or 4 times and check the reading repeatedly before giving the medicine. Now coming to the third point, that is why this fever, and do we have to be very panicky about this fever? Now fever is something when usually it occurs when there is an infection. There are so many other causes of fever also, but usually in majority of the cases it is due to some infection, be it a virus, be it a bacteria, be it other germs. So when a germ enters into our body, there is an immunity in our body, immune system in our body which fights with the germ, and usually this immune system kills the germ and protects our body from getting the disease. Now in certain situations when the attack is very high, the higher number of viruses are entered into our body, or the virus or bacteria is very new and the immune system is unable to fight with the germs, and the germs are getting upper hand and the immune system is losing, then what happens? This germ, when the germ is taking the upper hand, this immune system is losing, and then this immune system does a trick. It sends a signal to the brain, and it sends a signal to the brain that we are losing, so increase the body temperature. The brain starts increasing the body temperature. Now this body temperature goes on increasing. It goes on 37.5 degrees centigrade or 100 degree Fahrenheit. It may rise up to like 104, 105 even. So this fever is being caused by the body. The body is rising its own temperature to protect its immune system and to help kill the germs. What happens when the body temperature rises? These germs starts to die out. They are unable to function they are unable to function efficiently if the body temperature is rising. This increased body temperature helps in killing these germs. So this immune system starts taking upper hand again. So fever is something which is helpful for the body in the fight against these germs. So there is you should not be scared when there is fever. You should feel that yes, there is an infection in the body and the body immune system is fighting against it, and the fever is there because it is helping the immune system to fight against the viruses or bacteria or other germs that has entered in the body. So it is something, it is a trick done by the body to help it prevent this disease, these germs from taking over the body. So it is something helpful. So but when there is fever, there is the baby gets very irritable, the baby feels headache, body ache, and there is so much discomfort in the body. So in that case you have to help the child with some medications to relieve this fever, to relieve this discomfort. So now coming to the degree of fever, 100 degree, 101, 102, 104, say there is nothing to panic if the fever is going from 100 to 104 or the fever is not coming down in spite of giving this medicine, because we are not going to treat this fever. We have to treat the cause for this fever. If the cause is some bacteria, we have to give some antibiotics. If the cause is viruses, then you have to wait and see gradually the virus will die out, like this. So we should not be focusing on the degree of fever, like 103 fever, 104 fever, what to do doctor, what to do. So this fever will come down eventually when the cause of this fever, that is the infection, goes away. So for the time being, what you can do, you can give some medicine. What medicine? In our area, like in West Bengal, where there is very much high chance of having dengue, only one medicine is recommended for fever, that is paracetamol. Paracetamol is available in the market in names of like Calpol, Crocin, Pyrazinamide, Sumol, P120, P250, like this. So I would recommend not to give any other medicine except this paracetamol for fever, because if you give other medicines like aspirin or ibuprofen for fever and your child is having dengue, then there may be some problem in the body, there may be bleeding and other things. So avoid using those things. Use only paracetamol, and paracetamol is a over the counter drug. You can just go to the medicine shop and ask for paracetamol medicine and they will give you. Now paracetamol comes in for pediatric age group, they comes in two forms. One is this drop, usually contains 100 milligram in 1 ml, and this syrup. The syrups are of two types. One syrup contains 120 milligram per 5 ml and another is 250 milligram per 5 ml. So what is the dose of this paracetamol? Usually in this Calpol or Crocin, in the box there is written for what age group how much paracetamol to give. So don't panic, buy this Crocin or Calpol and you can see how much paracetamol to give. So by this you can give the dose of paracetamol to your child even without discussing with your doctor. Even if it is in the middle of the night, then you have to give it by yourself, and you can just go through the literature that is given with the medicine, and there is a chart where it will show how much paracetamol to give to children of what age. Now what is the calculation usually? You can either use this literature or you can calculate it by yourself. Dose of paracetamol is 15 milligram per kg body weight. So if your child is like 10 kg, then you have to give 150 milligram of paracetamol. If your child is 20 kg, then you have to give 300 milligram of paracetamol. Now you know, when you buy this paracetamol syrup, you know that it contains 120 milligram per 5 ml or 250 milligram per 5 ml. So you have to calculate as accordingly and give that amount of paracetamol. So I am giving an example. Say your child is 10 kilo. Now you have to give 15 milligram per kg body weight of paracetamol, which comes to 150 milligram. So you have to give 150 milligram of paracetamol to your child who is having a body temperature more than 100 degrees centigrade. Be it 100, be it 101, be it 102, anything above 100 you have to give paracetamol, and the dose is same, that is 15 milligram per kg body. Now you have a preparation which contains 120 milligram of paracetamol in 5 ml. So 5 ml contains 120 milligram of paracetamol. So you can calculate, like 1 ml contains 24 milligram. So you have to give 150 milligram. So you have to give nearly 6 ml. So there is a cap which is provided with the syrup. In that cap there is a very good graduation, like 4 ml, 5 ml, 6 ml, 7 ml. So in this cap you have to measure like 6 ml and give it to your baby. Now another example, say your child is 20 kilo. So then you have to give 300 milligram of paracetamol. Is 20 into 15, which comes to 300. Now there is a preparation present which is called Calpol DS or Crocin DS. It contains 250 milligram of paracetamol in 5 ml. So 5 ml contains 250 milligram. So 1 ml contains 50 milligram, and you require 300 milligram. So you require 6 ml. So you can just give 6 ml to the child. Now if your baby is very small, like 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, and in 7 months if the weight is like 7 kilo, then you have to give like 7 into 15, which is coming to 105 milligram of paracetamol to your baby. This paracetamol drop which we get in the medicine shop usually contains 100 milligram of paracetamol in 1 ml. So you can give 1 ml of paracetamol to this small baby, and it will be okay. So in small babies we can use this drop. This drop contains 1 ml. 1 ml contains like 100 milligram. Now if the baby is even smaller, like 5 months old, and the weight of the baby is like 5 kilo. So what will be required? 5 into 15, that is 75 milligram of paracetamol is required, and you know 1 ml contains 100 milligram. So we have to give 0.7 ml of paracetamol. In this dropper that is being provided with this drop, there is a graduation like 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, and then 1. So if we require 0.7 ml, we have to collect the medicine up to 0.7 ml and give it to the baby. So this is the preparation that we get, and this is the amount of paracetamol that you have to give to your baby. Now once you give a dose of paracetamol, you have to wait at least 6 hours before repeating the dose. Before 6 hours you can't repeat the dose even if the temperature is going above 100 degrees centigrade. You have to wait. Now in certain situations it may happen that even after giving paracetamol, the temperature is not coming down below 100. So what you can do? You can do tepid sponging. Tepid sponging is a very good method by which you can help the child in reducing the body temperature. Just collect some soft cloth, soak it in normal room temperature water, and give a sponging from the forehead till to the legs, all over the body. Give a sponge all over the body, not just over here, not just patti. Give it all over the body. Just rub the baby's body with this soft cloth rinsed in normal room temperature water. Give it over the face, head, on the body, on the hands, on the feet. Try to avoid using repeated water on the hair, because this hair will be soaked, and this wet hair may cause problem in the future. So avoid giving much of water on the hairs. Just give a sponge bath all over the body. You can give it repeatedly after every 10 minutes if you require, and you will see that the temperature is coming down. Now once like 6 hours is over, you can give this medicine again. Now, if you are finding that this temperature is coming very frequently, it is of very high grade, like more than 104 degrees centigrade, and like 12 hours have gone by, but the temperature is not being corrected properly, then you should always consult with the doctor. But in majority of the cases, what will happen with the proper dose of paracetamol, this fever will go away. It may come back after 8 hours or like that, and it may continue it for like 2 or 3 days in viral fever or like that. And you can very well control this fever when you are unable to reach your doctor, like in the middle of the night. So start the paracetamol by yourself at the doses that I have described, and in the next appropriate time when your doctor is available, go to your doctor, consult your doctor. Do not start any antibiotic by yourself. Antibiotic is not the treatment of fever, and not all antibiotic will work against all germs. So please do not use antibiotic by yourself. Start this paracetamol whenever there is fever more than 100 degrees centigrade. Wait for some time. When the fever will come down, continue to give this paracetamol at 6-hour interval. Make a booking and go to your doctor. There are certain harmful things that people do when there is fever. Number one thing is giving a child. The child is shivering in fever, and people are covering the child with blankets and other. This is a very harmful thing. You have to understand that when there is fever, the body temperature is high, and if you are covering the child with a blanket, then the body temperature will go even higher. So we have to do the opposite. We have to remove the clothes. We have to give tepid-sponging, and even if you want, you can switch on the fan. We can switch on the AC also. You have to bring the temperature of the body down. If you are using a blanket, then this fever will never go away. The fever will even rise. The body temperature will even rise. So do not do that. And even sometimes I find that after giving one dose of paracetamol, the fever is not going away. So in the next hour, you give another dose. In the next hour, you give something else. You started with paracetamol. Next hour, the fever is not going. You give ibugesic. The fever is not going. You give some mefenamic acid. Don't do that. You have to give some time. And in areas where the dengue is very much there, the dengue is a problem in the areas like in West Bengal, Odisha, Delhi, Mumbai. So using this ibugesic by yourself may be dangerous. So don't use these medications. Stick to this paracetamol, Calpol, Crocin, Sumol like this. And if the temperature is not going down, give sponge baths. That's all. Don't panic. Fever is something which is good in the fight against a virus or bacteria that has entered into your child's body. It is helping the immunity. You don't have to get scared on the degree of temperature. Start giving paracetamol whenever the temperature is more than 100. Wait for 6 hours before giving the second dose. You can give tepid-sponging if it is not going down. And at the earliest that you can contact with your doctor, please contact and get his help. So, and the lastly, one thing is there. When there is fever, usually the body is losing water. So you have to keep your child well hydrated. So offer him more and more fluids, water, ORS, juices, anything. You have to keep the child well hydrated. So continue to give more and more water. Give paracetamol whenever it is required, and contact with your doctor at the earliest. Don't panic if it is more like 104, 106. If the fever is 100 and the fever is 104, there is not much difference between the two. So you have to give the paracetamol at the same dose. You have to wait. You have to give some sponging, and you don't have to panic. Okay. So thank you for patient hearing. If you have any comments, you can write, or if you want me to make a video on certain other topics, you are welcome to comment below. Thank you.